Hey beauties, good evening to you. So beautiful people, I didn't get an opportunity to watch the news live yesterday, I had to rewatch it just now. And an interesting section or segment came up, about social media influencers making the Benjamins, let me put it that way, in droves, large amounts of money. And, I even began saying to myself, my God, Toni-Ann, Lord, them Gen Z make me feel like I'm a dodo head. Because a 19-year-old one, and let me tell you, let me make this disclaimer, I envy no one. I am jealous of no one. But it makes you put things into perspective. And when I say envy and jealousy, you have, let me put it, you have the good jealousy and the bad jealousy. You have the good envy and the bad one. You have the malignant one is the one that says, the malignant envy says, or malicious envy says, you're not to have that. I'm the only one to. But the good one says, I hope I can get to that stage one day. And, jealousy is slightly different from envy, Jealousy is more, why does she have to have that? Why does he have to have that? You don't deserve that. And you have no good reason. It is out of ill will sort of a situation. Bad jealousy, that is. Good jealousy is more, it's time for me to work a little bit harder or whatever it is. So she kind of made me feel a little jealous to not, work a little harder or whatever it is. But it is benign. It is not malicious or malignant. I've always asked God, always keep my heart pure, no matter what my circumstances are or my circumstance is or people's blessings are. Never, because if he did it for them, he can do it for me. And you don't know how some people get their things through hard work, through ill will. But I said, I'm from the fairly, not early, but fairly early millennials. And I said, my goodness gracious me go. Prep school, then high school, then tertiary level in terms of first degree, then masters. Hopefully I would want to get my PhD, even for self-actualization purposes, And I said, good God, the 19-year-old fellow say he was able to buy his 2 motor vehicles. I said, look how me I work for background master. I'm just using a background master. Please don't take it any away. I'm just saying me I work the 9 to 5. Work the 9 to 5. Barely can't even change the carrier where I have. Mind you, it has been a good vehicle, One change it and I said, Lord. When I hear the guy say in 1 month he made it was YouTube, he made 300,000. TikTok, he can make more, because I heard a girl saying that on her birthday she made basically $1 million or more. And it wasn't the entire day. It was maybe during a segment. Whether you cash out the million, in other words, you make a lot of money in one day, you can cash it out at some point. Yes, TikTok takes their percentage, but if you're on this thing for a few days, for a week, for every day, can you imagine the amount of money that you can make? And I'm really proud of the Gen Zs, they are hard workers. They're not gonna take any rubbish, from the oligarchy. Let me call it that. They're oligarchs and so on. They're not gonna take it. And many of us, from the older generations have been schooled otherwise. We take the battering, we take the bruising. Some of us, in some cases, and I'm speaking generally, or we take the menial in terms of monies for salaries. Look at public sector workers, for instance. Look at the salaries that they're getting. And these people are making, doing their thing. But there was an interesting section that came on with one social media vlogger. He said, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm putting it in my own words, that negativity sells. So he said, I'm not going to tell you that if you should decide to come on social media and motivate and inspire, that you're going to make it. Which I agree with him, because I'm sure that a number of my posts, if you really were to dissect it, whether I agree with everything or not, it's not about that you will say, by and large, you would have learned something educational, something that stirs the brain and stirs the mind for the better. And me I've not even pulled not even $10 from it. So I say, no, sir. And so I agree with him. That negativity sells. It is a reality. I've seen it. I've seen when people tearing people to shreds, and then you see all of the different gifts coming up, the lions, the bears, the tigers, the dragons, the the Halloween time, they have some witch and so forth. I say, no, sir. Women are do so. Women are do so. them tell me to go back to school. I go back to school one whole heap of time. Me just never go back on the final lap. I mean, you can go postdoctoral, but let's just say PhD is a final in a sense. And postdoctoral would be like the cherry on top. I mean, so we're not even gone there yet. I mean, now make them the money there at all. Oh, what am I not right? What am I not doing right? I mean, because I'm not coming out and say, guys, give me the lions and the tigers and the bears. Do I have to do that? God says, for I've not seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging bread. I can't. Why I don't know? I don't know. So my concern, though, is if a lot of the Gen Zs are going that direction, what is going to happen in terms of the traditional jobs? Because we're going to need doctors, we're going to need lawyers, whether we have a dime a dozen. You remember that people are dying a dime a dozen as well. You know, what is going to happen? Because if this thing becomes really lucrative and seemingly sustainable over a long haul, over a long period, then you might find a lot of people flocking there and decide that, look, I don't care, it's about making the money. You know, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. And with that being said, the negativity will continue to sell and people will continue to earn from it. Why? Me not lie, I wish I could get a piece of the pie without having to do all of that. Like, I wish people could just say, you know what, I'm going to gift this girl because at least she come with something positive. Something she said helped me mentally, it helped me emotionally, it helped me spiritually, it helped me financially, it helped me psychologically, it helped me educationally and socially. You know? I mean, as I said, big up and kudos to the Gen Zs because they're the ones really, smarter. While the Bible did say, as the generation changes, you guys get wiser. Wiser in the sense of more how to charter your course financially. Not necessarily wise in every way. If you go in the ill will way, then it's not really wisdom you're executing because just know that whatever seed you sow, you're certainly going to reap. My only concern with the negativity being sold, negativity sells, what happens to your brain in terms of how the brain is wired? You want to ensure that you reduce the possibilities of like dementia and Alzheimer's. I'm not saying there's a correlation, but there was some sort of a study, I don't know how authentic it was, that the more you read solid information, potent, valuable information, life transforming for the better information, it reduces the possibility of these things. And economy has to grow on high expertise. You can't be high expert in bandulu or ridiculous clown behavior and expect economy to grow overall. So one of my concern is where is that going to fall if everything is about negativity, making causing people to make a lot of money, or foolishness, you're doing some ridiculous clown business. Not to say that that's bad. I'm just saying, we have to be careful when these things are happening in droves. So beautiful people, the ones who, like myself, who, we just decide that we're going to stay on the straight and narrow, just educating you. Yes, we hit out against injustices and unfairness, everything that will build the mind, the soul, and the body and the spirit as an attitude. We're not gonna make no money. If you tell me that nobody no business with, like nobody not gonna say no. You know what? We can't give that person a lion. Somebody can just make me feel good one time for the time when I'm on hear me. Yeah, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, and say, all right, I'm gonna get a girl one lion one time, just one time. Gee whiz, no man, just one time, even one. Let me say one, let me be able to say one time I got a lion, or the other animals, the one them with the big buck on the TikTok, this or the, I don't know some of them name right now, but the expensive one, just even one time. Let me experience paradise on TikTok. The man say me can make millions, but I want to make it too. I'm not just Gen Z, me a human being too. Whether me a millennial or not, me a human being too. Me there still, me still have a kind of youthish sort of a situation in me. Come on, man, people not do me so bad. Not do me so bad, man. No, sir. No, man. No, man. Come on, man. Because me listen to young youth, him say I'm able to buy two. Listen, me not even ask for 2 cars, I just want to change mine. I mean, I look for extra income. The Bible talks about, invest your in Ecclesiastes 11, I think. One version say cast thy bread upon the waters and so on. And one version say invest your, monies on foreign trade or something like that. Put it many places. So love people, man. When most can say me say some impart something for me, Yeah. Not only give it to them alone. But it is what it is. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this message.